think they wish it had started already. But then I got, today, they were looking through like the Target toy magazine, and I was like, I hate to tell you, I've already bought the presents. And then, but we didn't tell you all the things we wanted.
Oh, boy.
Too bad.
We're coming down there, just be right there.
We're gonna have to start giving away free something around this.
Do what?
We're gonna have to start giving away free something around this.
No, the way it works is that there's a big service next week.
Yeah, I know.
You can't come 2 weeks in a row or you become like
Too broke.
Right,
I know.
so the people have to pace themselves, so that's, you know, the way it works.
Rabbi Bible.
Just science, that's all. So, yeah, I have a bottle that helps. I never worry about who's not here. My minimum number for a service is 1. I'm good with that. So, Salam Aleikum.
Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Page 130, Psalm 95, Lechun Ranana. Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. Let us come into God's presence with praise. Let us raise a shout for God in song. Lechun Ranana l'Adonai, Nariya letzor yisheinu. Lechun Ranana l'Adonai, Nariya letzor yisheinu. Nekadem afanav b'toda, bezmirot nariya lo. Ki el gadol Adonai, umelech gadol al kol Elohim. Lechun ranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yisheinu. Lechun ranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yisheinu. Nekadem afanav b'toda, bezmirot nariya lo. Ki el gadol Adonai, umelech gadol al kol Elohim. Lechun ranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yisheinu. Lechun ranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yisheinu. Page 138 and 39, Lechadodi. We'll join together with verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Lechadodi likrakala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrakala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezachor b'diborecha, ishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai. Echad Shemo, echad l'Shemo tiferet ve'litchila. Lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lecho v'necha, ki mekor ha'veracha mirosh mikedem. Nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitareri kiva orech, kumi ori uri. Shir daberi kvod Adonai, alayech nigla. Lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Verse 9. Boi v'shalom, ateret kala, gam besimcha, v'tola toch emune, am segula. Boi chala, Lechadodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated, page 121 and 120. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
126. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created, and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us, and to bring that vision to life. 144.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
ועמד יברח רטב ימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחייך בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, אמרו אמן, יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם עולם והומיה יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה בריחו, לעילמים כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן.
146.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai 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 lai
always think of Hanukkah as being connected to the stars and the moon, but in fact it is. If you see the moon tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday night, you're going to see that it is a waning moon. It is in the process of disappearing. Over the course of the next week, it will disappear, and we will have just the faintest beginning of the new moon as we head into next weekend, which means that during the darkest time of the darkest month of the year, we Jews light more and more candles every day. And so when we thank God for the way the universe functions, I'd like you to keep in mind that there is a response to darkness in the world. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachmeinu, uv'kamenu anasiach b'chokecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, u'bahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla, ve'ahavadcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam va'ed. 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובמלאכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להוד על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, ואתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אמת. 156. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously.
Mi chamacha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamacha nedar b'kodesh. Try it with me. Mi chamacha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamacha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, oseh feleh, nora tehilot, oseh feleh, malchutecha ra'uvanecha, b'kayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeheli, anu ve'yameru, Adonai yimlo, le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimlo, le'olam va'ed. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, ya da da dai 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 dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Hashkivenu is on, the Hebrew is on your page 160. The English part will be on the screens as well. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom ve'hamidenu, Shomreinu lechayim, Ufros aleinu, Sukkot shlomecha, v'tagnenu b'tzah tova, milfanecha, v'hoshienu, leman shemecha. Grant us peace as we lay down to close our eyes. You will shelter me and my family neath the shadow of your wings. Keep us safe and raise us up to life renewed. And through every storm, you will keep us warm, filled with love and light. Watching over us, you will carry us safely through the night.
162.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובן בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue with the Amidah, starting on page 164, the even pages. Please rise if you're able.
Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Agid, Tehilatecha. Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Agid, Tehilatecha. Adonai, Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chasei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezras Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim v'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofeh cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayim emunato, Lishenei afar. Mi chamocha b'gevurot, U'mi edom elach, Melech mimit mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'nemanat alachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol.
171. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze, that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Blessed is the Eternal One, the Holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Let's say will be on the screen. Let's say Adonai Eloheinu B'Amecha Yisrael U'Tefilatam Me'avat Gabel. Humbled in prayer we seek to reach you, hoping to be heard, hearts open wide, longing to be true. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts so we may hear the still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in that prayer and feel your presence everywhere. And may we answer when you call. Let's say Adonai Eloheinu Be'amecha Yisrael U'Tefilatam Me'ahavat Kabel. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts so we may hear the still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in thy prayer and feel your presence everywhere. And may we answer when you call. And may you answer when we call. Let's say Adonai Eloheinu. Let's say Adonai Eloheinu.
176. Thanks for miracles in this season of miracles. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lahodot.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. טוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
We continue silently through the next several pages.
Adonai Suri v'goali. Adonai Suri. Adonai Suri v'goali. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you. Oh, my rock, my rock, and my redeemer.
Please turn to page 371. before we join in our prayer for healing, let's each take the time to think about those in our lives who are in need of healing. Healing of the body, healing of the spirit, healing of the soul. And please take the time now either to say them one at a time to yourself, or as I look at you and look around the room, say them out loud so they become part of our prayer.
Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor havracha li'emoiteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imoteinu mekor havracha le'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
On the last Friday of each month, we invite couples celebrating wedding anniversaries for a special blessing. I know we have at least one couple here has an anniversary this month. So if you have celebrated an anniversary in the month of November, please come join me up at the bima. Would everyone else please rise? Come on, right in the middle, and you can hold hands. That's how it started, right? 29 years?
Yeah.
Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, bless this couple as they look back on the day of their marriage and forward to the years ahead. Many and varied have been their experiences together, but in happiness and in sorrow alike, you, O God, have been with them. Dear God, let your spirit continue to glow within this couple, that each partner may see your image in the other. Let their way of life be loving and good, that they may bear each other's burdens as they share each other's joys. May these, your children, continue to know the blessing of a peaceful home, a home where happiness, contentment, and love thrive. May they grow old together in health, and may they live in gratitude to you and to each other for their marriage. Please join us in Shechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
We bless you, Adonai, our God, source of all creation, for creating us, for sustaining us, and for bringing us to this time of celebration. Mazel tov, mazel tov. Congratulations. Many more, many more. And we have kisses for you. Yeah, that's
Please.
allowed too, right. Please, that's right. Here you go, take kisses. But everyone please say Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov.
Many, many more. Please be seated. Okay. Our newsletter is a 2-month newsletter with a 1-month lead time, which means that the best laid plans. When I think of what I'd like to talk about in a certain week, I obviously don't know what's going to happen in the course of the next month or 2 months. And tonight I want to talk about something which is spurred more and more by recent events, and it's probably something you're going to hear more about the holidays next year. We're getting ready to celebrate Hanukkah. And I don't know how many of you know the real story of Hanukkah, but it had nothing to do with oil burning for 8 days. Nothing at all. It was a military victory. It was the conquest of the many by the few. That a tiny little band of basically guerrilla warriors managed to defeat the entire Syrian army. The rabbis, some 800 years after that event, well, starting 300 years after, said that's a really bad role model for Jews to follow. Because we tried it. We looked at that example of what happened, at how the little tiny group of Maccabees beat the Syrian army. And so when we were facing the Romans, after they destroyed the temple in Jerusalem, a number of our people, including a number of the rabbis that created our prayer book and other things like this, said, look, God was with us, we succeeded, so let's do it again. So they rose up against the Romans and got wiped out. I mean, slaughtered. And following that, the story suddenly magically appeared that we celebrated 8 days because the one little bit of oil lasted for 8 days. Understand that that doesn't show up in any Jewish text for 700 years after the Maccabees. So it's like suddenly someone went, oh, I forgot to tell you. They rewrote the story, and they did it for a very important reason, which was to keep us from being a warrior people. And that pacifistic nature of Judaism served us very well through roughly 2,000 years, until we came up against the Shoah, the Holocaust. At which point we realized that being that pacifistic people could easily lead to us disappearing from the face of the earth. And so we went back and started to reassert the original message of Hanukkah, which was that it was a military victory. The state of Israel comes directly out of that change from being the pacifists to saying, no, we're not waiting for the Messiah, we're not waiting for anyone. If there's something we need, we're going to have to do it ourselves. So with that in mind, and next week when we have Rock Shabbat Hanukkah, we'll have kids here and we'll talk about all kinds of cool and neat, wonderful things. But I thought I'd share with you this thought because this week, just yesterday, the day before, a Jewish woman, a professor of psychology and a student of the Holocaust, came into her office in Columbia University and found that it had been vandalized with swastikas. They have not yet caught the culprit. My guess is that it will be someone who is on the left wing, not the right wing. I think because if you think of who's in Columbia University, who has access to the offices, my thought is that when they find the person, we're going to find them more aligned with the BDS movement than we are with the KKK. In the last 2 weeks, the first Muslim woman ever to be elected to Congress reversed the stand that she took during her campaign when she said that she did not support BDS, boycott, divest, sanction from Israel. And as soon as she was elected, she said, actually, I did. And she got elected as a Democrat, one of the blue wave that happened here. At the same time, and I pardon me for printing this out, because the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, reported that the number of anti-Semitic incidents was nearly 60% higher in 2017 than in 2016. The largest single-year increase on record, and the second highest number reported since the ADL began collecting data. And a lot of that comes from the right wing. The internet is awash in anti-Semitic websites. It's pretty impressive. At one point for a sermon a while back, I Googled Jewish movie stars. And what I got, the first number of hits, was all Jewish movie stars who had changed their names to try to fit in so they could put their Jewish agenda on all of us, which is to take over Hollywood and control the movies and control what we see and what we think. It was quite a surprise when I saw that. So I was thinking about what we do. And the week after Pittsburgh, which is just now a month past, Cantor Alexander spoke beautifully and powerfully about how we are not living in Germany in 1938. It is a very, very different world that we're in. But we also know what the Holocaust did. And so the question is, how do we keep it from happening again? And it seems to me that we need to take some plays from the playbook of people who have been successful in pushing their agendas in this country. Two come to mind: the National Rifle Association and the people who are against a woman's right to choose what happens to her own body. And what do these two groups have in common? Most of their supporters are single-issue voters. They will vote for anyone who supports their agenda on this one issue. Now, fact is that liberals are very seldom one-issue voters. I'm in the liberal category. I speak for no one else in the room. But when I consider who I'm voting for, I look at their stand on a number of different things, and some that cross lines, from from women's rights to gun safety to rights for Israel to exist as an independent nation. The list goes on and on. But what happens is that dilutes our votes. And I think it's time for us as Jews to begin becoming single-issue voters. I think we need to look at what's going on in this country and support the people who are against what's happening. So support the people who are willing to stand up to the anti-Semites on the right and on the left, and who are willing to make a statement that anti-Semitism is not part of the normal discourse in our country. Several major thinkers have come out recently and noted that anti-Semitism is now a part of the standard discourse in this country. One said recently that in my entire life being called a Jew was never an insult. And yet there are more and more places right now where they say so-and-so the Jew. And believe me, when they do that, it's never complimentary. And this is not something we can say is a right-wing issue, nor can we say it's a left-wing issue. There are now a growing number of anti-Semites, and I really use that word and I don't use it lightly, on both ends of the spectrum. It is politically acceptable to be anti-Semitic if you are on the right, because Jews are trying to take the country away from those it belongs to. And it is perfectly acceptable to be anti-Semitic in the form of denying Israel the right to exist if you're on the left. And people stand up and very proudly say that Israel should not exist as a country, that a standard they apply to Israel, which applies to no other country in the entire world, is acceptable and is legitimate political discourse. You and I cannot do anything about anti-Semites. Arlo Guthrie once said, Some people think I'm their problem, but that's their problem. And I think there's truth in that. We will really seldom be able to convince an anti-Semite that we're great people and worthy of equality. But that's not what we need to do. We need to do our best to make sure that those people don't get power. And it may mean at times voting against our interests on other matters. I will, personally, work very strongly to defeat that woman in her next election in 2 years. She's in the Midwest. I am going to be giving money to whoever opposes her. I'll give money to whoever opposes her in the primary, and I will give money to her opponent in the general election, even if it's a Republican. I'm going to become, on this, someone who's unwilling to say, well, yeah, she's really close with people who want me dead, but I like her view on the economy. I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. We have seen recently that we can have an effect. And this was one in the left wing. Because the Women's
March?
The Women's March has recently come under fire because one of its organizers, one of its founders, Linda Sarsour, has said publicly that she is a friend of and a fan of Louis Farrakhan. And when she was called upon to denounce his positions against Jews, against homosexuals, against several other groups, she said, no, he's entitled to his opinion. And slowly, women who were also involved in the march stood up and said, this woman cannot be in the leadership of this march. If she is, then I will not participate. And a number of very famous people, a number of people who have been very involved, have stood up and said publicly that as long as Linda Sarsour is involved as an organizer, they're withdrawing their support from the Women's March. Now, I personally think the Women's March has a great deal to offer. That's my own political viewpoint. But there's this issue. And until this is taken care of, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Because I really can't be friends with someone who wants me dead, no matter how good their politics are on other issues. And when we see how incredibly difficult it is to pass any kind of law at all increasing gun safety, when we see that restrictions on a woman's right to choose have multiplied exponentially since Roe versus Wade became law, we see the effect of people who say, this is my issue, I'm voting it, and I'm contributing to it. And you know what? It works. Not everywhere, not all the time, but it works. And so I think that if we want to preserve this country as a place that is safe for us, that is safe for other minorities, because Jews are definitely the canary in the coal mine. When someone starts with Jews, it does not take long before it turns to others as well. Then we're going to need to start doing something and not just gnashing our teeth when something doesn't go the way we want. I imagine for some of you, it's very hard to hear me say this because I know how much Shira and I invested time and money in the last election cycle. And in general, we were very pleased with the results, that I'm actually going to say that I will not only vote for, but I will support a Republican in the face of this woman who refuses to disown the boycott, divest, sanction movement and who actually lied to get elected. But I'm going to. And Shira's going to. And we have 2 years to figure out what we're going to do. We have 2 years to figure out where our politicians stand, not just ours, but our country's politicians stand. And we're going to have some decisions to make. The story that we just sat back and waited for the miracle of Hanukkah to happen, and the little cruise of oil lasted for 8 days, is a really nice story. And it helped us for a long time. But in fact, the story of the Maccabees is people who said, we are not waiting. We are not just going to hope that things get better. We're going to take this into our own hands, and we're going to change it, and we're going to make it happen. I don't believe we are powerless. I don't believe we are doomed in this country. I do believe that this is a wake-up call. And as we light the lights of Hanukkah, let's remember the real miracles that our faith and our passion and our commitment to our people has kept us alive for 2,000 years. It's time to get to work. The words of Aleinu say, "Thank you, God, for giving us a unique destiny." I think of Tevye saying, "Dear God, I know we're the chosen people. Once in a while, couldn't you choose someone else?" So this destiny that we have is our destiny for the parts that we love and embrace and the parts that other people think that we're their problem. So we rise together for Aleinu and thank God for this unique destiny.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגוי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. 588. שעונות השמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזה וגבי מרומים, אלוהינו עינות, עמק מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום השבת אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד.
590. Please be seated. Let all who dwell on earth acknowledge that unto you every knee must bend and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you, Adonai, our God, let them pay homage. Let them give glory to your honored name. Let all accept the yoke of your reign, that you may rule over us soon and forever. For sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity you will reign in glory. As it is written, your Torah, Adonai will reign forever and ever.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
As we said, next Friday evening, 6:30, is Rock Shabbat Hanukkah. Our guest artist is Bryce Megdal, who is a cantorial student in California. Please bring your own Chanukiah. If there's more than one of you in your family, feel free to bring a Chanukiah for each of the members of your family. You can never have too many. Please come on time if you want to light your Chanukiah. We'll be doing it early in the service. We'll light them. There'll be tables out here for everybody. We'll hope you join us. We have our youngest religious school students who are going to be sharing some music in the beginning of the service. So it should be a really, really nice time, and we hope you'll be here, 6:30. Hanukkah starts Sunday evening. If you're looking for the blessings, for information like that, they're all available on our website. Just go to trt.org. You'll see a call out right there where you have blessings, songs, games, how to play dreidel for real, because it's important we teach people to gamble.
For M&Ms.
Basic life skill you just really need to have. So all that information is right there. And I will apologize again for repeating something that many of you have heard, but we're in the middle of our annual coat drive and toy drive, and please, please help us with this. I say this, and it's so hard for people to understand that the coats that you bring are going to go to people who right now have no coat. Just think about going outside any of these days. They have no coat. It's not going to be someone's second coat or third coat. It's going to be their coat. Hats, gloves, scarves are going to people who do not have them. The toys that we'll be giving will be the only presents that children will receive on Christmas. It will not be part of a set of 25 different toys under the tree. This will be it for them. So please just take a little time, think about the basic blessings that we each have in our lives, and help us be generous with this. If you find it's easier, because I did, I went online, ordered a bunch of coats, and had them delivered here. Don't need to schlep them, don't need to go into a store. You can do it just like that. Find out where there's a good sale. We need all of that. We need for children, we need for teenagers, and we need for adults. The clothing and the toys as well. We tend to get toys for little kids because teenagers just aren't that cute sometimes. But sports equipment, what?
Sometimes, I think is what they said.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, you know. Sports equipment, cosmetics, things like that, unwrapped but new, please. We have boxes out in the atrium. They'll be here through the 16th of December. On the 17th, a number of people are getting together to do the sorting. If you can help, just call the office and say you'd like to help. Some of them go to Open Door and Freehold, a small group. They only need a little. More go to St. Augustine's, to the Soup Kitchen in Asbury, where we work every weekend. And the majority go to the Lion of Judah Faith Center in downtown Trenton. And Reverend Smalls is an extraordinary woman who does a tremendous amount with nothing, absolutely nothing. And they really depend on this. So please help us out. It's just really not possible to give too much. And TRT community is always extremely generous, and we appreciate it. I saw the coat bin has already been emptied 3 times. So what you see there is just part of what we've been doing. And so help us out with that, please. So that's next week.
Sister of Shalom doing a cooking at Ronald McDonald House.
Oh, when?
On Monday,
10th?
December 10th.
Okay.
Starting from 3:30 to 5:30, and so contact Shira if you'd like to help with that. We did it, 3 of us did it last week or 2 weeks ago, and we didn't have enough people. But it's
Right.
a lot of fun, and it's really nice to you bring the ingredients and you make the meal there.
Right, it's in Long Branch, right near Monmouth Medical Center. And it's a great place if you haven't been. But so yeah, if you can do that, then you need to be female for that. I think it's
Right
just
now,
for the girls.
If you don't have enough people, then I'm sure then you guys can come.
Well, whoever's interested, speak to Shira,
Yes.
and she'll arrange it. It's only a short period of time, but if you can go and do that, it makes a difference in people's lives.
It just makes the house smell, the house smells really good, and everybody walks in, it's like, it's a meal for people who, kids are in the hospital.
Yeah, yeah, a good place and a great cause, so help out if you can. And on your announcement sheet, you saw there are a number of upcoming events. Please take a look at them, things going into January. Guys, since we talked about Sisterhood of Salam Shalom, in January we have the next Torah and Tequila. Come join us, even if you haven't been before, there's no prerequisite. We sit, we study together, we have some fine things to drink and a couple of foods that are not good for you. So come, it's a really good group. Everyone who's male is welcome to that one. I think that's it. So we turn now to Kaddish on page 598. If you are here to say Kaddish for Shiva, for someone who died during the past week, please rise and say their names aloud. If you're here to say Kaddish for Shloshim, for someone who died during the past 30 days, please rise and say their names. And if you are here to say Kaddish for Yartzeit or for any other reason, please rise and say their names aloud. Did you want to say a name?
Actually, I do.
Yes. Makom Yinachenechem, Im Sha'ar Avnei Tzion Yerushalayim. May God console you among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Ba'alma divrach Yeruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, B'chayechon u'v'yomechon, Uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam ul'almei almaya, Yitparach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all the world, to which we say, Amen.
Aseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel.
We turn back to page 122 and 123 for Kiddush. And there was evening and there was morning the sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kadeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon hinechilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hayom techilah למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. הבנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Can you bring it to, for them to cut it? Yeah.
Got it.
Yes, you should eat the whole thing all by yourself, all of it. Our closing song is listed there. I don't remember what page it was on.
Is on
670. So Hanukkah starts, in like
48 hours.
48 hours. So I thought we should sing Sivivon. Sivivon, sof, 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 Chanukah, hu chag tov, Chanukah, hu chag tov, Sivivon, sof, 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 Chag simcha hu la'am, Nes gadol haya sham, Nes gadol haya sham, Chag simcha hu la'am, Sivivon, sof, 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 Chanukah hu chag tov, Chanukah hu chag tov, Sivivon, sof, sof, sof.
There's a wonderful benediction that says, pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. The miracles that we talk about when we say, Nes Gadol Hayasham, a great miracle happened there, were miracles that were wrought by human hands with God's help. It took us a long time to understand the need to return to that we have to take the first step, that we have to take the first leap before we can ask God to perform a miracle on our behalf. May it be said in future generations about us that great miracles happened here too. Shabbat Shalom and Happy Hanukkah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.